In 2021, Ford Motor Company stood on a massive stretch of farmland in West Tennessee and made a promise. A $5.6 billion promise. A 4,100-acre megacity. A plant that would build the next generation of electric trucks. 5,800 jobs. A carbon-neutral future. They called it BlueOval City. But 4 years later, something changed. The electric trucks? Gone. The joint venture? Dissolved. The plant? Rebranded. So what happened? Was this the future of American manufacturing? Or a $5.6 billion pivot in real time? Today, we're going deep into one of the largest industrial projects in U.S. history, BlueOval City, and the strategy shift that stunned the EV world. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this project may still define the next decade of American auto manufacturing, even if it's not building what it promised. Let's go back to the beginning. Part 1. The announcement that shocked the industry. September 2021, Ford teams up with South Korea's battery giant SK On, then known as SK Innovation, and announces something unprecedented. A fully integrated EV manufacturing campus on the Memphis regional megasite in West Tennessee. Not just a factory, a manufacturing ecosystem. A next-generation electric F-Series truck plant, a massive on-site battery facility, a supplier park, a battery recycling center, a workforce training campus. Total investment? $5.6 billion. The state of Tennessee offered one of the largest incentive packages in U.S. history, roughly $884 million, tied directly to job creation. 5,800 jobs promised. Governor Bill Lee called it historic, transformational, a generational shift for West Tennessee. At the time, this wasn't just about trucks. It was about America reclaiming EV manufacturing leadership. Ford said this plant would produce up to 500,000 electric trucks per year. The next generation F-150 Lightning, Project T3. This was supposed to be the heart of Ford's electric future. But building a megacity from farmland isn't simple. Part 2. Building a manufacturing giant. Construction started in 2022, and the scale is hard to comprehend. By mid-2025, 16 million cubic yards of earth moved, 2.1 million tons of concrete poured, 77,000 tons of structural steel installed, 10.8 million square feet of buildings. That's roughly the size of 188 football fields under roof. The Tennessee Electric Vehicle Center, the main assembly plant, was designed to be 30% smaller than legacy plants but produce more output. Efficiency through automation. The site included 187 miles of piping, 72 miles of conveyors, 2,600 miles of electrical cable, a 1.5 million gallon stormwater system. Infrastructure upgrades included $200 million highway interchange, $138 million water/wastewater projects, a $60 million Tennessee College of Applied Technology campus in Stanton. This wasn't just a plant, it was industrial urban planning. And in June 2023, the U.S. Department of Energy approved a $9.2 billion loan to support Ford and SK's battery operations in Tennessee and Kentucky. This was national policy meeting private capital. Everything pointed to a 2025 launch of electric truck production. And then, the plan changed. Part 3. The 2025 pivot no one expected. Late 2025, Ford announces a major restructuring. BlueOval City will not build electric trucks. Instead, the plant, now renamed the Tennessee Truck Plant, will build gasoline-powered Ford trucks starting in 2029. The next generation F-150 Lightning moved to Michigan. The battery plant? Still coming online around 2028. The joint venture between Ford and SK On? Dissolved. SK On will now fully own the Tennessee battery plant and supply Ford under contract. This wasn't a cancellation, it was a strategic pivot. Why? Because EV demand growth slowed, because margins tightened, because Ford recalibrated its capital strategy. Instead of overcommitting to a single EV bet, Ford diversified. Gas trucks remain highly profitable, and BlueOval City gives Ford a flexible, ultra-modern plant capable of adapting. From the outside, it looked like retreat. From a strategy lens, it may have been risk management. But what does this mean economically? Part 4. The Economic Impact Machine. Even with the shift, BlueOval City remains one of the largest economic development projects in Tennessee history. Projected impact: 5,800 direct jobs, over 27,000 total jobs including indirect, $3.5 billion annual GDP impact. Construction alone supported 32,000 workers and nearly $1.9 billion in wages. At full capacity, approximately 3,300 workers in the truck plant, approximately 2,500 in the battery plant. Incentives are performance-based. If Ford doesn't meet 80 to 90% of its hiring commitments, clawbacks activate. So the state's investment is tied to delivery. And workforce development is already in motion. The new TCAT campus in Stanton trains students in EV production technology, mechatronics, automation, welding, tool and die. Even with the EV truck shift, officials note the skills remain transferable. Manufacturing fundamentals don't change. And politically, support remains strong. State leaders continue to call the project transformational. But how does BlueOval City compare globally? Part 5. How BlueOval stacks up against EV giants. Let's compare scale. Tesla Gigafactory, Texas. 2,100 acres, approximately 10 million square feet, approximately 500,000 vehicle capacity. Hyundai Motor Company, Metaplant, Georgia. $7.6 billion investment, 500,000 vehicles per year, 8,500 direct jobs. Tesla's Nevada Gigafactory. Approximately 35 to 40 gigawatt-hours battery capacity. BlueOval City. 4,100 acres, 10.8 million square feet, 500,000 truck capacity, 40-plus gigawatt-hours battery capacity. In land size, it's larger. In battery output, it's competitive. In ambition, it was at the top tier. The difference? Tesla and Hyundai are pushing fully electric. Ford is now hedging. But here's the key insight. BlueOval City was never just about electric trucks. It was about manufacturing dominance, advanced automation, supply chain localization, battery independence, and geopolitical leverage. Even as product plans shift, infrastructure power remains. Part 6. Sustainability and the carbon-neutral vision. Originally, Ford positioned BlueOval City as its first carbon-neutral campus. Goals included 100% renewable electricity by 2035, on-site battery recycling, water conservation systems, sustainable manufacturing practices. Federal incentives under the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act aligned with this vision. The DOE loan also required labor and environmental compliance. As of 2026, no major violations or lawsuits have emerged. The environmental architecture remains intact, even if product output shifted. Part 7. What 2026 really looks like. So where does the project stand now? Physical construction, largely complete. Battery cell production, expected 2028. Gas truck production, targeted 2029. Hiring, early stages, scaling over the next few years. The big uncertainty? Market demand. Will EV adoption re-accelerate? Will combustion trucks dominate longer than expected? BlueOval City gives Ford optionality. That may be its most valuable feature. BlueOval City began as a bold EV moonshot. It evolved into a flexible manufacturing fortress. It faced hype, pivoted under pressure, and now stands as one of the most advanced industrial campuses in America. The product changed. The ambition didn't. And here's the real question. In a decade, will we look back at BlueOval City as a misstep, or as the smartest strategic pivot in modern auto history? Because mega projects aren't judged by headlines, they're judged by longevity. And this one is just getting started. If you want to understand the next phase of America's manufacturing war, and how other mega projects like Tesla's gigafactories and Hyundai's Metaplant are reshaping the global auto race, watch the next video on the screen. The EV battle is far from over, and the biggest moves are still coming.